One, two, three. Hello, Bernard. How are you today?
Fine, Dr. Priscilla. It's a pleasure to come back my lesson with you.
Okay, it's a pleasure to come back
To
to,
come back.
well, it's good to have you back. So today we're going to read Culture Shock. If you'll start with paragraph 1, we'll discuss paragraph 1 and then continue. You may begin.
Okay. Today marks exactly 1 year since I came to London. When I made the decision to leave Singapore, it was incredibly exciting. Soon, thought, I had to face the challenge of experiencing a different way of life. It hasn't always been easy living on the other side of the world. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that people who have grown up in different places have different ways of behaving, thinking, and expressing themselves.
Do you have any difficulty with this paragraph?
No, no, it's the story of a woman who leaves Singapore to live in England,
Mm-hmm.
and she said it's difficult to have to be in a different culture than his first country.
Okay. So this young lady decided to leave Singapore and go to London. Okay, good. Next paragraph.
Before I set off on my adventure, I had certain images of English people. Polite, serious people, always drinking tea, obsessed with the weather. These things aren't exactly false, but they're only the tip of an iceberg. I soon realized that people's behavior wasn't always consistent with my preconceptions.
Okay, any questions about this paragraph?
No. The
Here,
young woman said that she had ideas about the behavior of English people, but it's only a small part of what the real life of English people.
and she has this idiom, tip of the iceberg. What does that mean?
Iceberg is for 90 out of 10 inside the sea, and only 1 out of 10 is outside the sea. And she said that is in opinion, she knows only 1 out of 10 of the behavior of English people.
Mm-hmm. Also, this idiom means that this blue area, let's set this blue area be water,
Yes?
okay? And the red part is the iceberg.
Yes.
So what protrudes above the water is what you can see. This is all that you can see. But the iceberg itself actually begins down here. The iceberg is down here below, underneath the water, so you can't see it. So you have an idea about a situation based on what you've read and what you can see. But once you go there and visit, you learn more about what's underneath. So what she only knew was what she could see. And she soon realized that people's behavior wasn't always consistent with what she thought or what she saw. Okay?
Yes.
Right. Next paragraph.
Let's start with the things I love. London is a big, bustling, cosmopolitan city. So, in that respect, things went totally new for me. There are lots of things to do all year round, and there are a lot of things to do all year round, and I can go to museums, musicals, and plays whenever I want. Also, because of where London is, I can easily pop over to Paris or Brussels for a week getaway.
Okay. Any questions?
Uh, bustling, what does it mean, bustling?
Bustling means very busy. Lots of things to do.
Okay. Okay.
Hop over.
Pop over, jump quickly to Paris or Brussels.
To go very quickly. Any questions about this paragraph?
No, it's good.
All right, great. Let's continue.
But after going through the tourist phase of finding everything completely new and exciting,
This is going to be phase.
More and more things started to surprise me. I discovered the iceberg hidden under the water and started to gain some insight into British culture. For example, some of the TV programs and newspapers were a bit of a shock. Sometimes it seems that in the media anything goes. The English sense of humor is really interesting too. A lot of the time, it's really self-depreciating humor. It's really self-deprecating humor.
Very good.
Sometimes it can be quite obvious and crude, and not at all polite. At other times, you don't really know if they're being sarcastic or being serious. It took me a while to get used to that and read between the lines, but it helped to watch a lot of shows and comedy. English people love watching TV. In fact, that's what a lot of their conversation and cultural references are about. In fact, these programs are a rich source of information about the British and the British way of life.
Okay, any questions?
Sometimes it seems that in the media, anything goes. What does it mean, this phrase?
When it says anything goes here, it means that people can talk about anything, do anything without any repercussions or danger, harm. I guess it's like in the US when we say we have freedom of speech, we can say anything that we want. We can do anything that we want. We won't go to jail. We won't get into trouble. No one cares what we do. Anything goes. If you want to marry a woman and you are a woman, you can marry a woman. If you are a man, you want to marry a man. If you want to go naked and nude, anything goes. There's nothing taboo.
There's no censure.
There's no censure. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, this word here, hidden.
Hidden is the part of the iceberg below the sea.
That's correct. So you are not able to see something that is hidden. Deprecating means to make less valuable, to talk about it in a negative way.
Okay, a lot of
and what does read between the lines mean?
It means that you could imagine the real sense of what the people say or thinks. It's the hidden part. It's the hidden part of the behavior of people.
Or the conversation.
Or the conversation of people.
Very good. Okay, next paragraph.
All this got me thinking about culture, not just in England, but everywhere. It's like a kind of social glue. It's all society together. We learn about the culture of our own society in a very natural way as we grow up. It's the do's and don'ts about how we treat people, what's acceptable behavior. Oh.
What does this mean?
The culture is like a glue a stick for a country. It holds society together. And when we grow up as a child to adult, we are
From from
in this, we
from
are
from childhood to adulthood.
from child to adulthood. We're imbricated in this culture, and after that, I didn't understand the hand. It's the do's and don'ts about how we treat people. We are afraid of people.
Okay, so it's taught when you're growing up as a child. Your parents tell you, "Oh, Bernard, it's okay to do this, but don't do that." That's good, Bernard. It's good that you did that. You can continue to do this, but don't do that because that is not acceptable in our culture.
Okay, okay. And it's different from the country where you live. For example,
Mhm.
if I live in France, if my children throw a paper or plastic in the street, I'm going to tell them,
Tell them. I'm
to
going to
tell
tell them.
them it's not acceptable. But if
Very
you live in Thailand and the children do that, most of the parents don't say anything.
okay. So that's the do's and the don'ts.
It's a problem of culture.
Culture, yes. And the next paragraph.
The aspect of culture you can
Culture.
culture. The aspects of culture you can see are based on those values and beliefs that you can't. It will take a long time to understand those deeply held values and beliefs because you have to notice them slowly and work them out. The aspect of culture you can see are based on those values and beliefs. It will take a long time to understand those deeply valued. Okay.
Okay, what is this paragraph about?
She said that after the shock of the culture, you need to be accustomed to a new culture, and it needs a long time to understand the this new culture. You're not accustomed to this culture, and you need time.
Similar to your visit, your recent vacation, you were expecting something that you had experienced before.
Mm-hmm.
This time, however, the city, the place is dirty, and maybe people are depressed, sad, maybe they don't have enough jobs, and they have an I don't care attitude.
Mm.
Okay. The last paragraph.
My advice to anyone going to a new country is this: don't be afraid to try out new things. That's the whole point of going and how to gain experience. But before you go, check out good websites for information about the place and get a good guidebook. When you're there, explore it as much as you can, get out and make friends with real people. You'll find that the more you do, the more you'll gain confidence.
Okay, very good. And this last paragraph, what is it about?
In this last paragraph, the young woman tried to get us to give us some advice about how to appreciate a new culture and how to integrate a new culture. She tried to advise her to read, to look at the TV for information, to read new book information, and to explore the life of the new country, to have friends, to go out and more became more confident in this new country.
Okay, very good. I'm going to pause